This is an insurance tape for St. Peter's United Church of Christ, taken December 15, 1988. The purpose of this tape is to show the building as it currently stands in the event that we have some tragedy of fire or tornado or anything of that nature. This should be updated regularly. We're just going to pan. This is the parking lot. Property that you see immediately on the south end of the parking lot is the second parsonage that is available here currently as rental property. We're looking at now the chapel area, the offices, educational section of the building, the garage to the main parsonage, and the main parsonage itself. We'll now move around to the front so that you can see the sanctuary, and we'll go all the way around the building, and then we will go inside. This is the front view of the parsonage and the east section of the main sanctuary area. Of course, a picture of the tower, the rooster on the top. Underneath the front steps is a men's and women's bathroom, complete with a separate heating unit for that section of the building. There is an elevator in the building. Although everything was kept to be architecturally clean in response to the historical interest of the community of Frankfort, the door is located just to the south side of the smaller of the two towers. This shot is of the west side of the main part of the sanctuary. Panning back, you can see that all the windows have Lexan covering them to protect them from vandalism and to increase insulation cost. We are looking back toward the south section of the building. We'll go back that way and pan. We're looking at the south section of the sanctuary. Fenced-in area contains 3 furnaces, one to do the sanctuary, one to do fellowship hall, and one to heat the 2-story unit that you can see in your picture now. That was built in 1957, or 1954, excuse me. And the section that we were beginning to pan was built in 1967. Looking once again from the south, looking at the new addition that was put in 1967, and a swing assembly, or I should say playground equipment that was put in 1988 at a cost of approximately $5,000. It included a swing set, which is immediately behind me. We now complete the outside of the building. We'll go to the east side and get a close-up of it. This is the garage of the Center Avenue parsonage, and there's the parsonage again. This is a portion of the excellent parking facilities that handles approximately 60 cars. Might be more than that, but I think it's around 60 cars. Now we're panning back to the east side of the newest section, built in 1967. Houses classrooms, the chapel, and the office spaces of the facility. We are now shooting the hallway of the newest section of the building, the 1967 edition, and we're just inside the door. We're going to be panning into the chapel area and begin shooting the chapel for safety purposes. There is in this room a nice fireplace. It is gas operated. In that cabinet is the TV that is connected up to the closed circuit TV system that we have. The Steinway piano stands in the corner. brass candelabras, candlesticks, beautiful stained glass windows, especially designed for this particular area. The furnishings are of appropriate nature. A library that is growing in volume with some more stained glass windows. And over in the corner is a complete kitchenette that does provide an opportunity to cook and has refrigeration as well. There are some special lightings that are done within this chapel area and should be remembered if anything should happen to this area. This is the second grade room. Currently, the day that we are doing this, they are cleaning the floor, and that makes it some degree of difficulty because you cannot see all of the niceties that are here, things having been shoved around for the cleaning facility purposes. Within this room, of course, are cabinets, storage areas, those kinds of things. Well appointed. Good storage area and for clothing to hang up for the kids when they come in. Nearly every one of our classrooms has a piano in it. And once again, you can see that there are stained glass windows in this section of the building as well. Immediately as we move down the hall from the chapel, second grade room directly across from the chapel, are bathrooms that are available. A men's bathroom here, storage closet here, complete with a slop sink just inside to the left. And then we reach the first grade room. Again, we are impressed with the size of the facility. Hopefully the blueprints, if the building should ever be destroyed, would still be available, which would help us. Again, a piano, storage areas, coat racks. Through that door is a bathroom that interconnects to another classroom on the other side. The ceilings are adequately lighted with, I don't know what you call that kind of a ceiling. It is about 2.5 inches thick wood. Again, as we move down the hall, immediately to my left, and I'm reaching for a light switch right now, is a storage area. This room was designed originally to be a possible staircase to a second floor if this should ever be built. The building was designed to hold another floor on top of it. This is the 1967 edition that we are currently in. Just kind of paneling, even though it's very close, you can't get back very far. Some of the things that are in here in case in the future we need to know what was stored. Christmas trees, those kinds of things would be in this section, and some things that we have loaned out to people, as well as chairs. Immediately across the hallway is the women's fellowship bathroom. I should say simply the women's bathroom. And then the boiler room that is ahead. The door has a lock on it so that we can secure it. An American Standard boiler, I believe about 9 sections in size. Currently where we're storing just for about a week are these panels that are immediately in front of me. They will be used for a manger set. We normally store them out of this room because of the potential of fire, those kinds of things in this area. Above my head is the exchange unit for the air conditioners. There are air conditioners here, and if we go through this door, and I probably should shoot this back area of the parsonage as well to show you the air conditioners. This is the garage for the Sauk Trail Parsonage, the back area of that, the office area that we'll be into in a moment, and the 2 air conditioning units, one to do the offices, one to do the chapel or the friendship room. Having come out of the boiler room, we move once again down the hall. The pastor's office is immediately to the right, and in a few moments we will go into that area. Fire extinguishers are throughout the building, having, I believe, 17 or 18 fire extinguishers available to us. This is the kindergarten room. Those fire extinguishers, incidentally, are both sodium and CO2. Again, this room has access to two bathrooms, actually. One here that you see, and through this door is the second one that interconnects with the other classroom. The door goes to the outside, making the playground and the back area available to the young people. Again, adequate storage cabinets and coat rack areas. The cabinets are locked to secure the privacy for the teachers away from other people who might use the room during the week. This is the office area with an IBM typewriter machine. The Quiet-Write 7, purchased a year and a half ago. A recorder machine for the phones. This is a part of the computer labeling system that we have. That system is an AFI Whiz. This is part of the computer labeling section as well. An adequate work table area. For notes, etc., and so forth. Filing cabinets. Second office area. Right now this is in the Christmas season, and so we have stored some things in here that normally would not be here. These boxes will be leaving within a day. This is an important work area. And the secretary simply has these here. As you can see, we're talking about church offering envelopes that will be soon distributed. We do have a fine copy machine capable of duplicating 10,000 copies a month. This is a Ricoh FT3060 machine, which copies on both sides. We also have a Gestetner 1120 electronic stencil cutter, an excellent machine that we are proud to have. The Women's Fellowship has some of their things in this little storage area that is in the main office. And as we approach the work area, these machines in here are all A.B. Dick machines, a mimeograph, a folding machine. Again, we have storage area with reams of paper stored in them. Large cabinet to store inside general office kinds of supplies. Some more storage area on both sides. And immediately ahead of me is a vault safe area. Because my battery is flashing, in a few moments we will get a kickoff, I'm sure, and when that happens, you'll have a bump in the line as I put a new battery into it. It's a short-term battery. In here we have a fireproof safe storage area where the historical records are kept. And immediately on the left side are more historical areas. We do not keep money in here any more than $50 of a petty cash kind of design. Historical records and church records are kept in this area. It's more or less called the vault area. All the key system is here under lock and key as well. Once again out into the hall, moving toward the kindergarten room. we will simply step in because she happens to be stripping the floor in here. Picking up some of the appointments that are in this particular room. Again, a piano. Every room that we have has a piano in it. What you're looking at immediately ahead is some storage area, and over in that corner is a bathroom. Very nice bathroom. I'll come around the other way and perhaps get some shots of that because I think it has some values. Are you hiding right around the corner, Diane? Yes. Again, this classroom is one of those that has an outside exit available to the outer area. And in here is a small bathroom designed for children with a place where they can lay down if they should become ill briefly. This is one way to also note that we have an excellent wet-dry vac that is in the building and a buffer as well. Come out now, and there are the stairwells. It goes up to the educational unit and down to the educational unit from the other side. There is a cabinet here with some trophies in it over the years, and shortly we'll go up to an area that is the historical area that has a lot more of those kinds of trophies. Now down at the end of the hall, immediately in is the crib room for the children. Two cribs available, storage cabinet for keeping the diapers, etc., and so forth. An interconnecting room which has a bathroom available to it. There's a double access door, one from each side. As we come into the worship nursery, you can see some of the things that are in here and available to the kids in the toy department. It's kind of stuffed in here as they are cleaning in the other room. Again, there is a TV that is connected to the closed circuit system that we have. And that door goes out into the hallway again. This is the large area. That was the nursery through that door, the worship nursery. This is the large nursery area. It has a lot of glass, stained glass, as well as clear glass windows. Again, the door that goes to the outside. You can see the fine equipment that is in this room of the table department, and some of the toys that are available as well. Again, we have storage on this wall. And again, a piano, spinet style in this room. We move out into the hallway. I'm going after a light. With again some storage area, coat rack, cabinet in the end. Again, this is a little bit out of sync. This is some things that Mom's Morning Out uses. They're going to be stripping this floor shortly. And just had a bump on the line now, I'm sure. Might even have wiped out some of the things that were in that back hall. I forgot it needed an extra 5-second thing. We were looking south, upstairs, standing in the historical section of the building. As you can see, there are fine cabinets that have been designed, lighted for this particular area. I'll move slowly through them so that you can note some of the historical things that are present, probably irreplaceable if a fire should occur. Hard to get away from the glass glare of the windows behind me. What we're looking at is the rooster that at one time stood on the top of the building steeple. We put a new rooster up there about 2 years ago. And immediately across is another historical area with memento from previous pastors. Same style cabinets all the way around, custom built for this particular area and for this particular need, at a cost I believe of around $8,000 for the cabinets, not counting the contents. Since we are in the Christmas season, the creche is sitting here in preparation to being placed into the sanctuary for the Christmas program. On the wall are bronze plaques. We'll zero in so that if necessary these can be duplicated name by name. Hopefully you can read them. Probably it's difficult to do unless it is enlarged. Perhaps a picture can be taken and it be enlarged. Baptismal font. On the other side are 3 more plaques. All bronze. In front of the south doors, simply only as a point of reference. This is the 3rd grade room. Which has storage areas available to it, has coat racks, etc. Tables, storage area. In that corner, within the next month, little less, will be a very, very large cabinet, about from floor to ceiling and about 6 feet wide at least. It will house Christmas clothing, that means the wise men, those kinds of things, for the church school department. We are putting several of those in several of the classrooms, and they should be in within a month. Immediately across the hall is the 4th grade room. Again, with clocks. Every room has a clock in it. I haven't really been pointing those out. We are in the process also of ordering new AV screens for all of our classrooms. Again, these are coming through memorial bequests. And before too long, we have just recently, in the last year, purchased new chairs for this room. And before long, tables will follow as well. Again, a piano, worship area, and some more storage area in the corner. The building is interconnected throughout with a buzzer system. The only reason I shot that is to remind me of that they can buzz the beginnings of the Sunday school hour and the end of the Sunday school hour at the same time in all of the classrooms. Out in the hall are some of the benches that come out of our facilities and from the Green Garden Church at one time or another. And now we go into the 6th grade room. Again, new tables, chairs, with storage, bulletin boards, all metal waste cans. The reason they are in there is because plastic, if by chance somebody should throw something hot or perhaps a match or anything of that nature, we do not want it to catch fire, so all of our classrooms have metal trash cans in them. Carpeting in all of the classrooms as well, including the hall, whether you noticed that or not. All of the classrooms are carpeted in the upper section of this building. There are bathrooms in both the upper and the lower section of this two-story building, both men and women's on both floors. Again, fire extinguishers are readily available. And as we walk down the hall, we approach the 5th grade classroom. Once again, storage area is available to us. New tables, chairs. A fairly recent spinet style piano in the corner. And these classrooms in this particular section all have 2 or 3 doors available to them for entrance. And there is, of course, partition available so that the classrooms can be subdivided. That needs to be noted and carefully if a building should be constructed or need to be constructed. Men's bathroom again on this floor. Custodial janitor's closet. This is designed to be a stairwell should they ever decide to put a 3rd floor in this building. It was designed to hold a 3rd floor in its initial construction, and someday that may happen as well. Now moving down to the Christian Education office. As you can notice, there is another phone here available. In this section that we are approaching, you can see some minor storage on the right hand side. And when in the next month we receive those other kinds of cabinets that we have asked for, they will be stored in this section, basically from the storage cabinet to the wall, a distance of about 10 feet from floor to ceiling. In addition to the desk that is here that has some storage on the side and the equipment that you see before you, again there will be storage cabinets built for this section down to the door that goes into the wall down there. What you see in the corner is not only some of the audio-visual equipment that we have, but the handbells that we have. I believe they're Schmerlicks, I don't remember exactly right now. But it is a complete 2-octave set, maybe 3 octaves, I don't recall right now. What is a 3-octave or 2? I believe it's at least 2, perhaps 3, and they're working to buy an additional octave and hope to have that done within a year. We are just in the process of redoing this room. About 3 years ago it didn't exist, and now we have a fine Christian Ed office that is developing here. It's one of the inner stairwells that we have in the building. Going down to the basement, there are a number of them available, 3 in this particular section. Bathroom down here, men's bathroom, another storage closet, janitor storage closet here, reaching for the lights. Hallway looking south with communion robes out here. We're in the process as well as of getting cabinets for the communion robes that currently hang outside. All of the cabinets when you see in some of these other classrooms are full, and so we need to devise some more for them. As I pan back to the north and look toward the kitchen, next to the phone here where those small cabinets are now, those will be replaced with a large communion cabinet, and where the elements will be kept as well as the communion trays. The Memorial Committee is considering purchasing new communion trays, at which time then the silver ones that we currently are using, which are very expensive but difficult to keep clean, will be retired to the historical cabinets upstairs. Small cabinets on the right are for the women's fellowship to store the kinds of things that they need for serving in the kitchen. Immediately to my left is a doorway that has some more storage things in it. Try to get a light on here. This is for the women's fellowship. As you can see, there are some styrofoam type products that are kept here. The reason they're kept in a closet is so if there was a fire, it is all brick in there. It would not be likely to flame rapidly and do toxic fumes. This is just the area prior to going into Fellowship Hall downstairs. New tables. We have 19 new lightweight tables. They weigh less than 100 pounds apiece. They're about 72 pounds, I believe. And because they are lightweight, they are more expensive tables. We're now across the hall in the 7th grade room. A special wipeable board as well as a chalkboard. Wipeable board runs about $180 today for the size that we have here. Just a quick pan of the room. You can see there is a divider available, another piano available in this classroom, and then new tables and chairs are in this room as well. There is no carpeting on the ground floor currently in this section. There are new lights, however, in this section, and we hope to put new fluorescents upstairs before too long as well. Going down the hall, opening these doors, you can see they're closed. Sometimes when you look down the hall they were open, sometimes they're closed. We do keep them closed for fire purposes. Again, slow down any advance. The walls are all block, but it is hoped that we could slow it down. What we're looking at here is the 8th grade room, and it has a little sign that says please keep out. They're in the process of decorating for, they had a Halloween haunted house in here, and now they are working on a Christmas fairyland in this room. It is a very large room, as you can see, with 3 entrances. It also has a divider that does shut off and divides it into 3 classrooms. Excuse me, there are 2 dividers in this particular one that pull out from the wall. We're now looking at the choir room, which has a fine piano in it, a bench available as well for the choir members out of the historical bench. And in all of these cabinets are our choir robes. Those that are hanging out are of the older style that we don't use. Inside are new ones, specially made for the bell choir. As you can see, they have the small cuffs for the bell choir. These are in red. And then you go into the choir robes, which are in blue. Again, you find the closed cuff for the choir, and it has the special UCC logo on the front to give you an idea of this particular robe. On the other side of the room are 3 cabinets, file cabinets full of material, choir music that is available, plus the exposed cabinets, bulletin board behind, and 2 very expensive, specially wide cabinets for music. They were ordered especially for this particular area. Again, a table. Now we are in the junior choir area, which has a file cabinet for the junior choir, piano in this area, another file cabinet in the corner, and then we are able to jam the chairs back so that the kids can stand as well. These are theater seats that we have in this room that can give them some ability to sit down and practice for a while, or as in this case, we can shove them back. Again, we are looking now at the special choir robes that are here for the choralette group, and as I open up these cabinets, you can see that there are approximately 25 to 30 choir robes in this area. They do have a special logo on their robes that they wear. That's on the stole. This completes the downstairs. Now coming into the kitchen, I'm also getting a battery flash again. These have not been charged in quite a while, and that's one of the reasons. You can see again fire extinguisher immediately ahead, fire extinguisher immediately behind me. In this particular area, stainless steel cabinets of the old heavy-duty style. With the drain sink, you can see a faucet available, drain sink available to it, coffee pots, storage area exposed so that people can be served with overhead storage. What you see before you now is a steam table with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steam sections to it. A hard table. We are in the process now of redoing this kitchen. There will be probably different ceilings on it, or at least painted, trying to bring it up to code. We're talking about putting on stainless steel toppings to this counter as well as to this counter, with stainless steel drawers underneath, as one like you see here. There will be 3 more under this one, and under this particular table there'll be 3 as well, I think. Let me look. Yeah, I think 3 of them to go under that table as well. You can see on the far side the stainless steel trays that are available for the dishwasher machine. This machine was purchased a year ago, replacing a Hobart that stood here for more than 30 years, was in fine shape. I mean, could not get parts for it. It was a big problem. So we had to retire it, even though the steel was still in great shape. We're going to put a new stainless steel double wide commercial refrigerator in this section, and on this wall over here where this refrigerator is, we'll be putting a commercial freezer in this section here. And the stove, there is no plan at this time to replace these stoves. There are 4 individual units here. The talk is about a possible overhead hood before too long, exhaust system, but that will probably be, I'm going to say, at least 5 to 7 years away, if not longer. A new wash sink will be put down there next to this stainless steel cabinet that is here. Above you can see several boxes of the large coffee pots, as well as some of the small coffee pots. Again, a triple sink at this area. Don't know what particularly to say about it, other than it's a triple sink with drains and filter type drains in it as well. This particular one that you're looking at with the holes. This is a brand new commercial hot water heater. Has rapid recovery to it. Was just put in this past spring. And the small home style in the back is put in as well. We do have a water softener section here. Again, storage cabinets, all of which have, I should open some of these up so that you know that inside are plates and saucers and bowls and about anything you want. Glass, coffee pots. Underneath in this particular area here are the coffee cups underneath the stainless steel drain of the sink. You can see on this side there is a stainless steel cabinet which has, again, storage underneath. Towels are in this area. Underneath this section here are the trays. They're on a roller tray with all of the silverware in it, and those trays are all full to the top. I wouldn't begin to guess how much is in there, but they're all full, so that they need to be replaced. This is a Jackson machine that we are looking at here. Sprayer, of course, and a slop, whatever you call that thing. Now coming out of the kitchen into Fellowship Hall. Large room underneath the sanctuary. Immediately ahead is the old boiler room. There are no furnaces in there. It is strictly a storage area about 12 feet deep and approximately 30 feet long. New tables, chairs in this area, fully carpeted. New storm windows are being placed on the outside this fall. A brand new spinet piano that was purchased just a year ago. part of the TV system, TV available downstairs here for the chapel and for mothers. As you can see, again, well appointed. We have a historical section down here where the confirmand classes are all pictured from years past. Probably should try to shoot most of those in case we could duplicate if a fire should happen. When the battery flashes off, we will have to stop and splice in on that. Try to get the glare away as much as possible from these. It's not that easy to do. There's a lot of fluorescent glare here. These are the classes that we are missing. This is immediately against an elevator that was put in 3 years ago. It is an Elevette type elevator. Home style, key to operate, key to get into the room, the elevator itself, meaning that the children cannot play on it. And the only people that get keys are those that have been trained by the pastor as to how to operate. Hope I'm not going too fast, but we don't want, whoops, one has slipped a little bit here. But we don't want to use a lot of time going through all of this. It's just in case we can make copies. It won't be too well with those fluorescent lights, unfortunately. We're up to 1930 right now. Top ones are the hard because of the again, the battery will kick off shortly, and when it does, we'll have a scratch. Lose 5 seconds as well. So I'll have to try and hopefully remember where I am so I can back up and reshoot 5 seconds worth. It's part of this camera's problem. It rewinds 5 seconds. 1945 right there. 46, excuse me. This is 45. I'm not doing these in order. I probably should have gone back and forth, which would have helped. But hopefully whoever has to try to figure all this out, hopefully we'll never need it, to be quite frank about it. Now we are into the color picture section with Pastor Smith. I'm going to pull this thing around, it's jammed back here. much good this will do, but it's probably worth a try. Pastor Corbett served as interim pastor. We did also begin to take some reunion pictures of some of the confirmation classes. I'm going to pan back and wait 5 seconds. Shut it off. This is a shot of the elevator that we have. Key operated, alarm system. Phone may be installed in this wires that you see hanging here so that people can get out with assistance. Everything is operated by key. You must have a key to call it, a key to operate it, and a key to get into it. The elevator stops in the basement and goes stops in the outside ground level and goes up to the sanctuary. So it has 3 stops, a door on opposite sides of it, so that you can, 2 of them face the same way and the outside door faces the other way, obviously. What we're looking at now is underneath the narthex of the church with coat racks along this wall. The elevator mechanism is in that storage area immediately ahead, which is locked. We have bathrooms here, men's bathroom, women's bathroom. Going to walk in that area just to define as we go. Immediately to the right is a fuse panel in here, and above it is a hot water system for these bathrooms in this area, with the fuse panel timer for outside lights on the outside in the church. And of course, the fuse panel here to control this particular section of the building. As we go into the women's area, this is separately heated. Both the men's and women's have a unit that heats them. This is kind of a rest area. They have taken some of the furniture out of here and probably will replace some of this. The kids are using it in another section. Storage area immediately ahead of us there, that where Christmas trees are stored underneath the steps on that side. There are 1, 2, 3 stalls here in the women's room with a little drop-down kind of thing that allows the ladies to put their purses on it. Now in the men's section of that bathroom on the other side, a 1-stall unit with 2 urinals, exhaust fan overhead that can operate when the lights come on to vent to the outside. And in this room is the furnace for the unit. In the storage area, we do keep the manger sets, those kinds of things that are currently on the lawn in this room, with energy efficient Heil furnace here. This is the exhaust system for the furnace so that you can see that it is a high efficiency unit recently installed. This is a shot of the east entryway and the stairwell that goes up to the balcony on this side. Goes around that corner and up. Downstairs in Fellowship Hall there is a complete sound system for that, separate from the one upstairs, but they can be connected. What you see here, we recently rewired about 2.5 years ago the entire building with new wire in conduit and in flex tubing, green wire, and we hope shortly to put in new lights here in the entryway as well to increase lighting for evening on both the stairwells and in the narthex area here. Now I'd like to shut off, go upstairs. Well, we can walk over this way a little bit. We're going to the north side. These are the main entryways of the church. Again, that extra pew here in the back. We'll go in and go up the stairs and shoot from the balcony. Now that we are in the balcony, I wanted you to see a part of the sound and video system that we have, the tripod for the video camera, VHS variety, Panasonic, with a character generator on it for labeling. That particular camera is underneath down there. We have a monitor that we set up on top of this console, a Panasonic VHS video recorder, and on top is a 12-channel mixing board put in by Audio Electronics of Romeoville, complete with a personal wireless system for the hard of hearing, main control switches and panels on this side with everything turning on with that one white switch that you see. There is a recorder above that for tape decks, as well as, of course, we can then use both VHS videotape as well as regular cassette recording tape. The cabinet has a roll top to it that pulls over and completely locks it so that it is secure. Now we'll pan through the building to show the windows. This is the window that is on the north. Again, all protected from the outside by Lexan for both insulation as well as protect. These are brilliant windows. What we're looking at now is a part of the new lighting system that we put in about 3 years ago. Panel some of the windows that are here. There are 1, 2, 3 on each wall of the small windows, and then of course the brilliant ones. This is the window on the west, the small window. And in the front of the sanctuary, the Good Shepherd window. The camera probably will have some problems with that because it is so brilliant with the sun. But it is the Good Shepherd window, should it need to be duplicated. This is Christ in Gethsemane, the large window that is here. I'm going to go now to the back. And of course, if you're wondering where the other windows are, they're here. You can see from downstairs. What we're looking at now is shot from the balcony to the front of the sanctuary. There is a Wick 17-rank direct electric organ with the swell side on this side behind what you see there, and the great side there. Both are under expression. They have individual shades on 4 different shades so that the sound can come more into the chancel area or more into the sanctuary area at the choice of the organist. You can see the painted mural that is on the front of the sanctuary. I'll try to zoom a little bit so that those can be captured again if necessary. Ceiling fans, 3 of them. What you also see is a microphone system, part of the 12-channel unit that we have. Choir loft, junior choir and bell choir area. The altar area was constructed in Germany and brought over here. If you want to see one similar to it without the figurines, you could see it probably at Eden Seminary in Webster Groves, Missouri. The altar is almost identical to it. I don't recall figurines being on the one at Eden Seminary. We are told that the carpeting that we are using in our sanctuary is currently about $35 a yard of the highest quality. This is the entrance to the elevator shaft in the sanctuary. Wurlitzer spinet piano in the sanctuary. The altar area. Grapes around the top of the pulpit as well as on the altar. Also grapes carved into the lectern side as well. An Advent wreath, currently in this season, of course, of Christmas. Baptismal font. These are recently purchased Scotch pine, I think they are. I don't know that much about trees, but they are artificial, but very beautiful 9-foot trees, one on each side. New ornaments, cross-stitched ornaments made by the women of the church. The tree in the chapel or the friendship room is similar to these. It's only 7.5 feet high, but it also has hand cross-stitched ornaments on it, similar to these. Again, a close-up of the altar area. Hand-carved statues. 4 of them, symbolizing Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. In the chapel, in the sacristy immediately off the chancel area, are the candelabras that we have, along with some additional mic stands. They are back here because of the Christmas program. There is some storage in this particular area. It's a very small room, so I can't get back very far. In here are kept candles and things like that. This is the original sound system that works in conjunction with the sound system that is up in the balcony, and in a moment I'll unlock that and get a shot of it so that you can see that if anything should happen. We do have the main part of our Paramount Carillon here, the Parliament Carillon from Verdon Company in Cincinnati, Ohio. That goes up to the bell tower where there are 4 speakers in the bell tower. We can play it through the sanctuary as well. This is a part of the sound system, mixing board, etc., and so forth. We do have a time delay sound system, speaker system in the back of the sanctuary. There are 4 speakers underneath the balcony that are done by time delay, and the controls are right here in this center section here. Again, Audio Electronics of Romeoville would be the ones to call about replacing this if anything should happen. We do have several extra microphones, some of which are here, some of which are on the equipment behind the door here, because again, normally they're under lock and key, but at Christmas time we keep them out where we can get to them quickly. What you're looking at now is a part of the new wiring panel system that was put in here with the rheostated delay so that we can control and dim the lights. That's what these are, light dimmers for the sanctuary lights from these particular remote control panels. They're low voltage back to here, and then of course are stepped up to control the lights themselves. Part of this main panel here controls the building in this section, not including the 1967 edition, though I think from here the main feed goes out to that 1967 edition. There is air conditioning in the sanctuary, air conditioning in Fellowship Hall in this section. This is a part of the blower system for the organ with the regulator and the blower underneath. And basically this is the old boiler room, which has been converted into a storage area. Underneath here we have a portable stage in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections, pieces that are part of the bell ringing equipment. When they put the bells into the sanctuary, that's what those stands are there. They support a table that goes. There is a griddle pad over there that can be placed on the burners in the kitchen for the pancake breakfast that the Brotherhood does from time to time, about once a year, produce. To finish up this tape, we are simply standing in the front of the chancel area, looking toward the back of the sanctuary. About 16 pews deep, I believe. You can count them if you need to. We did not open any of the cabinets, but hopefully we did pick up all of the kinds of things that might be necessary for a replacement. If you simply had a pencil and paper and freeze frame from time to time the things that you see in the classrooms, I think that would probably be adequate for a replacement. This is as you walk out of the sanctuary in the very back of the narthex. Immediately behind this door on my right is again one of the 17 or 18 fire extinguishers that we do have in the facility. And whenever there are any special services that might be of a candle lighting variety, additional fire extinguishers are brought into the area, and the ushers are instructed to sacrifice their coats, and we will purchase new coats for putting out any fire anywhere.